Welcome to another of these interviews that it's part of the Getting Started series. It's an amazing interview.
Oh, I'm really excited about this one. In fact, this is a late edition. We just shot this one out at Mount Vernon, and it is so powerful that I don't know if we should really say much about it.
Let's just go ahead and play it. It's you don't need any commentary from us, at least ahead of time. So here it goes.
I done what you told me to do. Well, afternoon to you. Welcome here to Mount Vernon. Master Washington's estate is right large. From what I understand, to date he has 8,000 acres. 8,000. Separated into 5 separate farms. This here Dog Farm is one of the outlying farms, but this here is where myself and my children, we all live right here. Now, Joe, man, I like to call him my husband, although it's not legally recognized here in the state of Virginia right now, what with the slave codes and laws and such. Joe, he's a ditcher up there on Mansion House Farm. He is right skilled. Master Washington is right proud of him. And so he spends his time up there, tending to the fields, making sure everything's right. Yes, but on Saturday night, come sunfall, he right down here with me and all 6 of our children. Oh, goodness gracious, we have been quite blessed. Myself, I work right here on Dog Farm. I'm a plow woman, sometimes a field worker, if you wish to call it that. Most times women are the ones that work out in the fields. That is the way that it is around here. But I got a pleasant life, I'd imagine. A lot less harsh than can be imagined in other places. I got myself a nice small garden that I'm permitted to keep. Of course, Master Washington does, as he's supposed to do, gives us our ration of salted fish and cornmeal. When at harvest time, sometimes we get us some scraps of pork, some spared ribs and the like. Ooh, bits of the hog that they don't want. And we eat it and season it up right nice. I got myself chickens. Yes, keep them chickens as well. And it seems of late, Master Washington's been in right good mood, being that we did have a really good harvest, and he just recently got his distilleries up and running. What with that whiskey? I've never tasted it myself. We get rum round here. When you have a baby, you get yourself some rum and another woolen blanket. I could use some rum about right now. Well, it's good for medicinal purposes and as well for exchange and the like. We are often permitted to go into Alexandria to exchange goods and services and the like. Right now, in need of a small portion or two of fabric to make my new babe some garments. I've decided to name him Christopher, my newest babe. Yes, and then there are the others. So I have 3 boys and 3 girls. Quite blessed am I. And imagine life could be a lot harder than it is, but I'm learning to count each day as a blessing. As you should too, I'd imagine. The sun is shining and all my family seems to be in good health. And I'm still on this side of the dirt. That's always a blessing to be counted. Hi, I'm Brenda Parker. I portray Silla, as she's called by her pet name. Her name is Priscilla. And she is one of the field workers out on Dog Run Farm, which was one of Master Washington's, George Washington's outlying farms. He has 5 separate farms. I started at Mount Vernon in the year 2004. I was not in the capacity that I am now. I used to work in the restaurant. I was a server. For 11 years, I've only been up here interpreting for 2. Yes, I do portray other slave women as well. I also portray Caroline Branham. And she is one of Mrs. Washington's dower slaves. A dowry, gift of inheritance, given to a woman upon her marriage. I have a very close, intertwined relationship with both and all of the characters that I portray here on the estate. And the reason being, I feel that they are all my ancestors. They're all my great-great-greats. And that in speaking for them, I'm allowing them to speak through me and tell our stories the way that they should be told. There have been a great amount of surprises that I have uncovered when I was researching the character roles for my choice in my description. And this not only came as a surprise to me, but some of my coworkers as well. We don't often get a chance to portray characters that are on the outlying farms. So when I was reading and researching her, and I came across the group of girls that I like to call the Data Girls, there were a group of women that were researching and gathering all the material for our new exhibit, Lives Bound Together, and everybody must go see this. And there were all the documents, all the ledgers, the farm manager's ledgers, General Washington's ledgers, and there are two entries where Silla runs away. She just goes missing. It was requested more than once that Priscilla go all the way out to his mother's farm, General Washington's mother's farm, and live and work out there. She's a mother. She has children. She doesn't want to be separated from her children. So she just goes missing. See, as an enslaved character, as an enslaved person, they have no rights, no say over what happens in their life. By her choosing when she was going to leave and when she was going to come back, she was usurping a little bit of power, just a tiny bit of power. And so I like to think of her as a very strong, independent mother that's willing to do whatever it took to make sure that she could stay with her children. And she ended up staying with her children in the end. Very smart woman. Yes, I admire the fact that she was very, very strong. Not only mentally strong, but physically strong, as she ended up being a plowwoman. And I'd imagine you have to have a strong mental and emotional fortitude as well as a physical body as well to maintain life. And, in that kind of 18th century setting, being born under the circumstances that she was born under. So she's well to be admired for her fortitude, her mental stamina, as well as physical stamina. Whew. Silla has affected me in that I've come to realize that I'm a lot stronger than I thought I was. You can tolerate a lot if you, pardon me, take note of the blessings that you're given. Husband recently came through horrible sickness, but he's here with me today. All of our children are so healthy and well. I'm grateful for that. I have an awesome kick butt job at Mount Vernon. I know so many people that would love, love, love to have this job. So I'm grateful for that. Yeah, she's taught me that I'm a whole lot stronger than I ever thought I could be. I'm born this pretty brown skin. I'm really strong. I'm normally not this weepy, really I'm not. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and there have been comments made to me very unfeeling. I'm not going to say that they were intentionally trying to be harsh or cruel in those particular comments. And the comments were, how could you, as a black woman, do this? How could you portray our ancestors in such a negative light? And then I just respond to them, who else to tell our stories better than us? I feel like I am driven to give voice to my ancestors. I absolutely have to speak for them. There's a scripture in the Bible that says one of the prophets came upon a valley of bones. And the question was proposed to him, will these bones be made flesh? Will they come to life? And I feel like if I don't bring to life, if I don't speak, then the rocks and the bones and the trees will start speaking for us and telling our stories for us. So I have to do it. I can't not do it. And I count it a joy. I count it a privilege to be able to do it. In same manner, I have received compliments and praise from people in the forms of embraces that just touch my absolute very soul, or speaking to somebody and bringing them to tears for they have that moment of clarity or realization that what they had thought wasn't necessarily true or the complete story. To me, those are the best forms of compliments. Or when somebody simply says, I never looked at it like that before. That's all I try to do, is to get people to see things from a different perspective that they hadn't thought of before. I think that's probably what most of us try to do, is not necessarily give you the facts or present history, but to give you a different way of looking at things and to actually feel something when you're learning this. If I can make you feel, I've done my job. Whether it's anger or disgust or embarrassment or shame or joy or sorrow or pity, if I can make you feel, I did good. Or courage. Courage to be brave enough to stand up and speak for yourself. So, my bringing history to life, I'm hoping that it is helping people to start to appreciate our rich, beautiful, diverse history that we have here in this country. And by being able to speak to the lesser spoken about aspects of our American history, that they would start to gain a bigger appreciation for everything that has taken place over the period of times and decades and centuries and what have you to get us to where we are right now. This awesome, strong, diverse country that we have here. Imagine it was your story 3 generations from now that somebody wanted to tell. Would you want somebody that is not related at all to stand and to read a narrative disconnected? Or would you want somebody that is possibly connected to your lineage, to your line, to express the fears, the concerns, the love, the hope that must have gone through the, the very heart and soul of these people? You have to do it, because if we don't speak, who's going to speak for us? It'll be just the same as you say, I can never do that. Somebody else will say, I could never do that. And the next person says it softer. And the next person says it softer. Until it's all but forgotten. And we can't be forgotten. We just can't. So speak up. I done what you told me to do.
So we brought this interview to you now because this one is so much different than the ones we've done before. This is a totally different environment, totally different sort of experience that she tries to give these guests. And, it's a completely different kind of person that she's even presenting. She's not at an event, like a historic event where the last 2 had occurred, but this is at Mount Vernon, at a historic site with 1 million visitors a year.
1 million plus, yeah.
Right. 1 million plus visitors a year that come through this. So she gets to interact with a lot of different people. And one of the big quick takeaways here is this is very brave for her to be able to do this.
Yeah, well, first of all, she was so nervous. She confessed to us that she'd been fretting over this for 3 days prior to the interview. But beyond just the courage that it took to do the interview itself, to portray an enslaved African woman takes an amazing amount of courage and bravery.
And she talks about some of the resistance that she gets from doing this portrayal, but then why she does that. And I think that's powerful in and of itself.
Yeah, the last few comments that she made about how, if it's not her, if it's not someone else who gives these people in the past a voice, then their voice is going to die out.
Right, and those are stories and things that we need to know about, not just that that the story dies out, but that we need this story. We need to understand what's going on within history, what's going on within these characters, the strength, the knowledge that they had. We need to understand this. And that's one of the reasons why we do living history the way we do it, and why she does it the way she does it. It doesn't translate the same when it's in a book.
Right.
When you see it and it's alive there, I mean, some people might not connect with that the same way, but on other times the connection is so visceral that it is hard not to learn something from that.
Yeah, yeah. So, Brenda, thank you so much for doing that for us and for the community as a whole. Thank you to all the folks in Mount Vernon for allowing us to do that as well. So
right, it's such a great set of people to work with. They were so hospitable and kind and open to us doing whatever. It's like, shoot whatever you want to, and we took advantage of that and really got some incredible stuff. So thank you to everyone at Mount Vernon, and I want to thank you for connecting with us, watching this, continuing to be interested and chiming in and responding. Really, this channel and the comments and it is an incredible place, incredible venue to be able to bring this material to you, and the feedback is amazing. Thank you so much for all your support today, and thanks for watching.